Shalom, I'm Alex Lederman, and this is Israel Policy Pause. Yesterday, Israelis headed to the polls to vote in elections for the 25th Knesset, and today, with over 85% of the vote counted, Benjamin Netanyahu seems poised to secure a decisive election victory. His bloc of parties is set to hold 65 seats in the next Knesset, which is well over the 61 needed to form a government. Outgoing Prime Minister Yair Lapid's bloc stands at 50, with the Arab Hadash Ta'al party at 5. The far-right Religious Zionism party, with a projected 14 seats, over 10% of the vote, is set to be the third largest party in the Knesset. The two Haredi parties, Shas and United Torah Judaism, both outperformed the polls, garnering 11 and 9 seats projected, respectively. On the other hand, the Arab nationalist Balad party and the left-wing Zionist Meretz party both fell victim to the electoral threshold and did not garner the 3.25% of the vote needed to make it into the Knesset, wasting thousands of anti-Netanyahu votes. This was one of the risks for the anti-Netanyahu bloc heading into the election, that they were so fractured and several of their parties were flirting with the electoral threshold. And now it looks like Labor's 4 members of Knesset will be the only members of the Zionist left in the Knesset. The only votes left to be counted are the so-called double envelope ballots. These are the votes of soldiers, diplomats abroad, prisoners, and others who don't vote in their normal polling locations. These votes skew overwhelmingly Jewish. Meretz has a chance to squeak past the electoral threshold, but it's fairly unlikely, and a Netanyahu victory is all but certain at this point. Benjamin Netanyahu now has a clear path to form a far-right religious government that will extricate him from his legal trials, as well as weaken the justice system and Israeli democracy along with it, with crucial levers of power in the hands of Kahanists. Speaking of Kahanists, Otzma Yehudit leader Itamar Ben-Gvir was the overwhelming star of this election, running on campaign promises of deporting Arab citizens who are not loyal to the state and using live fire against Palestinian protesters. The question that he asked over and over again throughout this campaign was, Mi ba'alei habayit? Who are the owners of the house? And the Israeli public responded with a decisive rejection of Arab-Jewish political cooperation and a rejection of the notion of Israel not only as a Jewish state, but as a liberal democracy of all of its citizens. That's it for this week's Israel Policy Pause. If you rely on Israel Policy Forum for credible, informational, and thoughtful analysis, please give a gift today to ensure that Israel Policy Forum's work continues to have an impact. Donate now at israelpolicyforum.org/support. I'll see you again next week. Until then, yalla bye.